Over the years, 7, 8 years now, I've had my business. And at the beginning, it was great. When it was just me and maybe a few other employees, it was fab. It was one of the best things I ever did. But I am probably going to say 99% of founders or entrepreneurs at some point regret starting up their business, and they won't admit it, right? And it is a very controversial topic because, as I've talked about before in the past on LinkedIn and on here, it can be really hard to own a business. There's a lot of weight that is put on your shoulders. I've spoken very openly about mental health and things like that in the past as well. And it is not an easy thing to do. I will be honest, I have considered leaving this life and having a proper job, but then it sort of comes back on me and thinking, well, actually, I really love what I do. There are days where it can be really bad, just from a motivation point of view, from maybe a sales point of view, from maybe things that go on with clients or the team that might be small, but they sort of pile up and you've got a big to-do list to work through. The list goes on tenfold. But then you have those days where it is absolutely fantastic. And because now that I have transitioned my role, we have an ops manager now, we have a sales team, my role is very different to how it used to be years ago, where I was doing the project management, I was doing all of the sales, I was doing the operations, where now my role is pretty much strategy, overseeing the business, overseeing the sales team, working with our operations team for service delivery, conferences, speaking at conferences, and my role has changed very differently now. And there are some days where I'm bored because I'm not in the trenches as I used to be, which is a good thing because the people that we have doing that are a lot better than me, and it benefits the business and it benefits our clients a lot better. But I miss that, which is why we're working, Jake and I, on a couple of other businesses that tie into Nautilus that we're going to be launching hopefully in the next sort of 6 months, which I'm so excited to talk to you about in future as things progress, and maybe I can document that journey of building those other businesses. It's still in marketing, nothing's changing, the agency isn't going anywhere, but I need to sink my teeth into something new because at the very beginning with Nautilus, it was very hands-on. I traded a lot of things off, whether that be friendships or time with family and friends, to get my head down and to get things built up to the way that I wanted it to. And there are a lot of sacrifices that you make when you build a business. It's not like you can switch off at 5 p.m. You might be able to do that now if you're a lot more successful and can do that and have the team to do, but you're always consistently working on improving on how you can improve things, getting more sales in, working on your operations, working on your service delivery. It is literally a never-ending thing when it comes down to business life, entrepreneur life, founder life. And I think that transition from where we were at originally to where we are at now has been very different for me and difficult because I love being in everything, and to change that to be more strategy, to be more overseeing, having those different things that I can work on in the background and building those up, as well as improving the agency. We've launched into the South African market, we've improved our website so much, there's loads of things that we're doing, and one of our account managers is now transitioning into an internal role in the company to work with our sales team, but most importantly focus on our brand in terms of SEO, ads, lead generation, so we can bring those even more leads in for our sales team to get closing and to offer more of our services to different people and maybe different industries that we'd never thought of before. I started this off by saying probably every founder regrets starting their business up at some point, and I think it is completely natural. And the reason I say that is if you go to university and if you do a degree in business, they tell you and they teach you all the analytical stuff, all the reporting stuff, maybe some of the operations side and sort of how to structure the business, but they don't actually teach you the mindset of what it needs to do and what you need to do in order to enjoy that journey, because it is very high pressure, it is very high stress, and as we are growing and scaling, as I said at the beginning of this, when it was just me, myself and I and maybe a couple of other people, it's great because it's a very small scale. But when you start to add more people and more headcount, we're at like 26, 27 nerds now across the UK, across South Africa, working with multiple different industries, multiple different clients, different time zones. The agency is getting bigger. But for me, because I'm not doing all of the sales, I still take sales calls, but because our sales team take the majority of sales calls, I don't feel like we're growing because I'm not doing those sales calls. Whereas when you look at the numbers, when you look at the amount of clients that we have, it's very much the opposite. So it's kind of changing job roles maybe every 2 or 3 months in a sense, if you're going to compare it to the real world, where 1 month you might be doing more admin stuff, 1 month you might be doing more strategy stuff. It's a constant change of your role. Every day is literally not the same. And I think it's why a lot of founders maybe regret starting up businesses, because because at the start, sort of self-employed freelance life is very much different to how it is when you scale. I never intended on scaling. As I said before, I never intended in starting a business at all. And it's just happened over the years that we've grown and progressed at a ridiculous rate, very thankfully and very luckily, without really doing too much legwork in terms of cold outreach or building out new audiences and things like that. It's been very much an organic growth, working with partners, obviously our own marketing as well. But now, we've got 3 sales team full time, bringing in their own leads, working on leads that the business brings in as well. It's very much a change of concept for me, which is very hard to differentiate from where I was before. So having different projects to sink my teeth into and getting a bit creative with our marketing, I've got some wacky ideas for ads that I'm really excited for me and the team to record in future. So it is always a constant growth, a constant struggle some days, but also, like I said in the past, we need to celebrate those wins. Sometimes, some weeks they are very far and few between. Other weeks it could be every day. Probably every founder regrets or has thought about getting rid of their business. It's completely natural. If you're going through that period at the moment, it is completely normal. The way that the UK economy is at the moment as well, there's a lot of businesses that are struggling, both small businesses and sort of bigger companies as well. So it is completely okay to feel like things are a little bit rocky now. Everyone's going through it to some sort of degree. It is just one of those things that we need to change and evolve as our wonderful country is changing. If you are in that mindset of, oh my God, I want to stop things right now, it's getting very frustrated, work through it. There are some positives in there, I am sure. Stay awesome, stay safe, but most importantly, stay nerdy.